Okay. Well, we got 5 left over for the second part of the reading. Those cards were flying. Okay. So, the overall energy, Geminis, is the Hierophant. Wow. Okay, very spiritual. This is the card for Taurus, by the way. Taurus might be strong in your chart or someone else's around this reading. But this is about commitment. It's about groundedness, security, stability, traditional morals and values. This is a very spiritual card, and it can represent marriage. So let me keep reading. This is surrounding your entire reading. And then up here in your highest energy, the 10 of Cups. These are the 2 strongest energies in your whole reading. Talk about wonderful. So the 10 of Cups here is about sunshine and rainbows. 10 cups of love being exchanged. This is an equal exchange of love between 2 people, and it's a family-oriented card. So this can be about, definitely about a committed and happy and loving relationship. And the Hierophant, wow, that's how we're starting your reading. Whew. So let's read on. I got the King of Pentacles next to the 10 of Cups and right above the Hierophant. Now remember, the Hierophant is Taurus. The King of Pentacles is Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn. So there's 2 for Taurus if we're counting. But the energy is what's most important. They're all male or female, every card. But the King of Pentacles, this is your energy, Gemini, and you're looking at the commitment. Now, either a commitment's been offered to you, or you're thinking of offering one, or you're just cherishing this commitment with someone who's in your life who gives you so much love, and you are able to return that love. You might just be cherishing that commitment that you're holding there. Very mature energy, mature-minded energy. I have the Judgment card next to the King of Pentacles. This is the guardian angels and spirit guides. They're all around you. They were blowing a horn down on you, teaching you a spiritual lesson, and you woke up to it. So what they're telling me here is this is your reward. This relationship is a reward for you for learning a very difficult spiritual lesson. You always get rewarded when you learn these spiritual lessons. Difficult. So you went through something very difficult, and now you're being rewarded. So, don't overthink, don't overanalyze this. This all looks very, very good right now. I have the 2 of Cups under the 10 of Cups and next to the Hierophant. This is a soulmate card. You may have a committed relationship with someone who's also your best friend. They have love for you. It's almost like they might even be like almost a twin flame. It's like you have the meeting of the hearts and the meeting of the minds. You think alike. I think you want a lot of the same things out of life. What a partnership that would be. And that's how I feel this relationship is. And on the other side of the Hierophant, I have the Sun, my favorite card in the deck, fresh starts, new beginnings with lots of love, lots of joy. There's children dancing in this card here, and there's a child on this horse here. So there might be children involved in this reading someplace. But beautiful card. Right under the Judgment card, look what you earned. You earned a fresh start, new beginning with lots of love and joy by waking up to a spiritual lesson. Right next to the Hierophant, you couldn't ask for more. I have the Lovers right under the 2 of Cups. Yeah, this is your card, Gemini. But more importantly, there's your guardian angels and spirit guides. You learned your spiritual lesson. Now they're saying you get to have your divine soulmate now. You earned it. You woke up to your spiritual lesson. So the Lovers, I think you've been lovers in another life, and they brought you back together this life. Very, very strong attraction. It's a connection that it just you can't. Once you get together in this situation, they're a best friend. They're a soulmate. They're a divine soulmate. They're more than just a soulmate. Okay, because we have lots and lots of soulmates. They are more than just an ordinary soulmate. There's so much love in this reading so far, and so much joy, and so much togetherness in this reading, Gemini. I can't remember the readings, but it feels like you haven't had a reading like this for a while, from me anyway. Under the Hierophant next to the Lovers, and there you are. I think this is while you were healing from your judgment, from your spiritual lesson. The Four of Swords, spending time alone, soul searching, meditating, or praying, and letting all these swords of truth and clarity come to you. And that is part of how you learned your spiritual lesson. Plus, it's a very healing card. You had to heal in order to come to this place to allow this relationship to come in. I have the Moon right next to the Four of Swords and right under the Sun. Now, the Sun can be Leo. I want to point that out. So Leo might be strong in somebody's chart around this reading. Then I have the Moon, which is the card for Pisces. So Pisces might be strong in someone's chart around this reading. But the Moon is about hidden things being revealed, or night turning to day, secrets revealed. And it's right under the Sun. And I think it's right next to all your healing. So these swords of truth and clarity, I think what happened is so much came to light with you. This is how you learned your spiritual lesson. That things just started to make sense to you and started to dawn on you about, how you were moving forward in life. And I think you made changes to that. You learned your spiritual lesson. And it's also a very big surprise, I think, to you that this other relationship came in. I don't think you were expecting it. I think it was just like this lobster in the card. When it crawled out of the water, you had no idea it was waiting to come out of the water until it did. And I just feel like this whole relationship just is kind of blowing you away. If it hasn't happened yet and you're still in a state of healing, it's probably coming in, if this is your reading, okay? See, I think what we're doing now is we are basically trying to confirm who this reading is for, okay, for you Geminis, which ones this reading is for. I have the Six of Cups next to the Judgment card. This is another soulmate card. This is a very sweet offer. Only cup that's allowed to have anything in it. It's a flower, and it's very sweet. So this could be somebody that you have known before also, or someone you've known from since before college or before, even as babies. We know you've known each other before in another life. But this is just a very sweet soulmate card right next to the Judgment card. It's like you've earned it. But then we have the Seven of Swords. And the Seven of Swords right next to the Seven of Cups. So the Seven of Swords is like sneaky, deceitful behavior, lying, stealing, cheating. These cups, the Seven of Cups, is like they all have something else in them. There's not enough room for love. There's a lot of confusion in the Seven of Cups, and it's because these relationships that you had been in before, whether it was one or more, they were either lying, stealing, cheating. It just wasn't working out. There could have been, well, for whatever reasons, it was deceitful. These cups are not the cups that you want. This cup is the only cup that's allowed to have anything in it. And as you see, it is a flower, and for it to be sincere, okay? I have the Queen of Swords right next to the Sun, right under the Six of Cups. The Queen of Swords is Air, Libra, Gemini, or Aquarius. Gemini, this is you. And this is you. You went out there. What happened is you had these relationships, or a relationship that was not treating you right, okay? They were like taking this relationship for granted. And you just went right to the horse's mouth, and you're like, what's going on here? Is there any hope for us to have a future? And, maybe you spoke up and you said, hey, I have feelings for you, and you want to take this further. And you found out that they did not. You got your truth. You spoke your truth. And this is what left you alone, okay? Holding on to a staff of fresh starts and new beginnings, and just kind of standing there waiting for your ship to come in, wondering if it's out there. Well, here it is. It's all on this side of the reading. And so you stood there, and you're back to square one after these relationships. You had a broken heart. There was probably a third-party situation maybe going on, but these are tears. That rain is tears. The heart is pierced. And so, yeah, you had to heal from a broken heart. I have the Emperor under the Queen of Swords and next to the Moon. This is the card for Aries. Aries might be strong in your chart or someone else's around this reading, but this could be the person that you had this conversation with. And I feel like it is. Now, the energy of the Emperor, male or female, is very stubborn and kind of stuck in their ways. They're like my way or the highway, they can be. They don't compromise much. It's like, they put their foot down. It's like, it's this way and it's going to be this way. And, the Emperor, they're very well liked and respected by others. They might be a leader in their profession, but it just feels like they weren't willing to negotiate. They weren't willing to compromise on love at all in this relationship. They were just they stuck there. They don't want to get off that granite throne. They just want to stay there. And those pentacles, even the idea of pentacles, which is security and stability, would just weigh them down even more. They're like, impossible. And you figured it out because you asked about it. You sought the truth. You sought the clarity. And then I have the Two of Swords next to the Four of Pentacles and under the Three of Swords. So you blocked talking about this for a while. You probably stayed in this relationship I'm talking about longer than you probably had to. But it was all part of your spiritual lesson. That broken heart was part of your spiritual lesson. Got you thinking, got you healing, got that truth, and got that clarity coming into you here. And so, you were blocking your heart. You had a feeling, I think, that this was not the right relationship for you. And so the blindfold, it's like an ostrich putting its head in the sand, not wanting to deal with the situation in hopes that it just smooths itself out. Well, it didn't, because you couldn't stay in that energy. You had to bring it up. You had to, which is good, because look what you get. Because this is part of your spiritual lesson. That's probably part of it, is how to stick up for yourself, how to look out for yourself. And so in doing so, we have the Chariot. This is the card for Cancer. Cancer might be strong in your chart or someone else's around this reading. But this is about moving forward. So this is what allowed you to move forward to what we have now. And what we have now is beautiful. So if you might be still in your healing state, and if you are still in your healing state, if this sounds like you're reading, these kind of things happened with you to get you where you are today, it very well could be your reading. And I see someone, not thing, someone beautiful coming in that has tons of love to share with you, and a commitment, and they're a soulmate, and you've known them from another life. And I think it will be a surprise. There's going to be so much joy and so much love. I'm going to take out an angel card for you. So, Geminis, let's see what your guardian angels and spirit guides have for you today. I'm just going to shuffle these until it feels like the right time to cut them. For Geminis, what do they need to know? And here it is. 8 of Abundance. Now, you can pause and read this card if you like, but I'm going to read it to you. The 8 of Abundance. This is a time of learning and honing your skills. You may feel inspired to go back to school take seminars on topics that fascinate you, or educate yourself on the healing arts. Oh, okay. This is a good time to change jobs or make a career move. The key to success is in the details. Monitor your projects carefully. Well, you know what this makes me think? That you are going to meet this person, beautiful person, in a class of some sort, in, some type of class that you take for either your work, or you change jobs, or you move to a different area in your work. This person is going to come in through work or school or learning, work or learning.